We have a really good speaker. I got to know him through the chamber. We've been doing a lot of networking together. He's an awesome networker, a great guy, always looking to help. So when we had the opening available and with everything going on, with social media taking over pretty much the world, I thought it would be a great thing to have Tom come up and talk about content and all the different things that you should be doing in social media. So with that, let's give him a big welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming here. It's a great turnout that we have. My name is Tom LoFaso. I'm the owner of Tilo Productions. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years now, full time, but always been making content since I was like 10 years old. I have videos on YouTube of me with long hair, glasses like this tall. They're really funny. I'd show you guys one day if we ever get there. But yeah, I mean, as Rob just said, social media is super important right now. It's a passion of mine. Because I've kind of grown from creating videos and having fun doing it, I've now kind of built it onto helping people either create the content for them or even in a situation like this, just give some pointers and help people kind of learn the little tips and tricks that can help amplify their social media in any way possible. I didn't actually have enough papers, but I put some out on a few of the desks there if you guys wanted to take a look at them. Just some things if you wanted to write them down. Maybe I say something that you can grab like an idea out of and it resonates with you. That's all I'm really looking for, is that maybe you could take something today and kind of implement it as soon as you leave here and you know, learn something new. So why is content creating so important? Like, why do we even care about this? Why am I up here talking about this? On the most simplest of levels, it's exposure. It's free exposure, which is the best thing. We've previously, before like what, 2007, we never had this type of exposure where you could just post something out there, reach out to local people that you know, friends, family members, and actually get some attention from it. Before that, what would you have to do? Like call people, mail them something. And a lot of times people act like this is like science, like, oh, I don't know how you get to having 500 followers and how you get people to do this. It's just remaining consistent, you know? So that's one of the simple ways. Also, the other thing, it shows that you're open for business. So if you are somebody who has a business social media account, it shows that you're open. I just said this to somebody the other day. It's like not shoveling in front of your storefront after a snowstorm. People aren't gonna know that you're open. So if you don't post, how are they gonna know that you're actually in business? Especially if you're at like a 3, 4, 5 month mark, there's really no way that people are gonna know that you're open, because they're probably gonna go to your social media and just assume they probably don't take this serious, or maybe they stopped doing it. Or how many people do you guys know that came up with some business idea during COVID and now they're not doing it anymore? And they posted all about it on social media and tried getting everybody all excited and hyped about it, and there's now nothing on their social media page. It's empty, but it still exists, it's there. So people might think that they do it, but they're not really sure. So it's super important. Also, one of the really simple things is it allows you to sell without doing any selling. So if you were to put up a video, let's say, or even a graphic that has some information on it, if someone lands on your social media page, or even your website for that example, it allows you to sell to them. So the best example would be a video. If you put some kind of video out there talking about exactly what your products and services are, what makes you stand out rather than, you know, somebody else, you literally don't even have to pick up the phone. They can just watch this video and boom, you might even have a sale right there. So very, very simple, and that's just kind of like the most basic of ways to look at it. So I'm gonna go into just types of content creation. I'm not gonna try and talk too much, and I wanna get some questions from people because I'm sure some people have some questions, but obviously there's paid, and we were just talking about different types of like paid advertising and things like that. You can create content as far as like videos and graphics, and then you can put them, you know, obviously in a paid platform like Facebook ads, Google ads, there's even YouTube ads, Hulu ads, LinkedIn has ads. Like, I mean, just pick your platform at that point. What I'm explaining today pretty much has nothing to do with that. I am a huge advocate on just being a real person on the internet, being organic, boots on the ground kind of thing. So the main thing to look at is what makes you unique. You can ask this as just a basic business question. What makes you unique in your business? What makes you stand out from the person that's next to you or somebody who does something else exactly like you do? I just spoke to somebody the other day who wants to sell perfume, and I was like, she wanted a website. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I would love to, but what makes you different than me going to Macy's or Bloomingdale's? And she had no answer for me. So I was like, maybe we should think about that before you hire me. So everybody has something that makes them unique, whatever that is. It's right there is your key point. That's your selling point. And you have to drive that home all day long on social media. So if it's because you answer the phone on the first ring, or you're always there for people, or if there's some niche in your business that you've been able to kind of manipulate and show some different aspect of it, that it's like, yeah, I am different than all these other people. For example, my own business, I think I'm different than everybody else because I focus solely on the content creation as the first main goal. Most marketing companies you hire, they're asking you for content. They're like, oh, can you send me a graphic? Can you get us some video? And that's probably the most aggravating thing after you just paid somebody to be your marketing person. So definitely, what makes you unique? Informational videos are super important. If you could talk about what you do. From a client perspective, like I just did a video with a roofing guy and he was trying to tell me all these technical things. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It literally doesn't make sense. Is it sealed up? Like it doesn't leak, the gutters look nice, like those are all the things that we really care about at the end of the day, and most people really care about. So if you are gonna talk from an educational standpoint, think of it from a customer's perspective. They're really dumb, they don't know what's going on, and you have to try and fill in those really simple answers. When you're a professional, you think everybody knows the same things that you do, and most times they don't. So informational is a really great way to just get your point across and kind of maybe even show some new services that you're doing. And you can do that through video. I would say that's the best way. There's also voiceover. So say you're not comfortable getting on camera, just record your audio and then put a picture on the screen or several pictures or find someone else's video, whatever, and post that. If you're not comfortable on video, that's fine. It's just like a phone call at that point. Anybody can do that. If you find yourself to be someone who's funny, make funny videos. If you're like, I don't know if this is funny, don't do it because it'll probably be like really cringy and no one wants to watch a cringy video on the internet. But like if you're like, oh yeah, this is definitely something that would like get people to laugh and chuckle a little bit, totally, go for it. And then I have the last one on here is brand building videos. Brand building is just trying to drive your point home. So for example, if you're a company that sells like clothing or something like that, you want to maybe build a lifestyle around that clothing company. If you're somebody who sells a specific service, maybe like a solar company or something like that, you really want to drive home the brand on how customer service is there, the quality service, all of those things. It has nothing really to do with the people that are there. It has more to do with the fact that you're trying to build this, this brand like McDonald's. No one cares about the people who work there. We just care about McDonald's. So it's things like that, building the brand. So as far as, actually, I guess before I even go further, does anybody have any questions from what I just said?
I think, Tom, with the niche marketing you were talking about, things that continued on with COVID, I think the places we're in our lunches every month were the benefactors more than anybody, because I think outdoor dining took on a life by its own.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of them are going to capitalize on it this summer again.
Oh, yeah.
They did. So the outdoor dining is, I think, a byproduct of COVID in a positive way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that was definitely a positive way. Even just this restaurant, they had all this outdoor seating. Thank God we don't have to deal with that anymore, but all right, so the simple things and just getting started, if you just want to today start implementing some simple things, look at your social media. If you are a business and you're not an influencer of some sort, make sure that your business is on business. Your Instagram is on business. So there's like a little section on your Instagram in the settings. You can toggle it to the business section. If you don't do that, you're missing out on a whole lot of things. So make sure that when you go on your Instagram, same thing with Facebook, that you're actually in there as a business, that you're not under as a personal profile trying to promote as a business. Really simple. It's literally just like toggling a switch and you can get that going. Another thing too that I want to show everybody, if everybody has their phone and can just pull up, if you have Instagram on your phone or Facebook, either or, if you search a hashtag like Massapequa, hashtag Massapequa, see, we don't have the best service. But if you search hashtag Massapequa on Instagram, you'll have the option to go through and see the most recent posts that people use the hashtag Massapequa. A lot of people might know this, a lot of people might not know this. It's really simple to just go in here as a business owner and just start liking and commenting and interacting with all these people because they all live in Massapequa. Every single one of them. You're not putting hashtag Massapequa on your post if you aren't in Massapequa 99% of the times. Every so often you'll get some like Middle Eastern guy putting a post up and writing hashtag Massapequa. But other than that, this is pretty much right here is a super easy way. And you could do this in the morning, you could do this at night, you could do this on your lunch break. Like at any point in the day when you have time, just go here and choose a town of your liking and just go through it. Sometimes I do Long Island, sometimes I do Nassau County or Suffolk County, or I'll choose, like I just said, a specific town and just go through it. You'll be surprised if you do that and follow like, I don't know, 15 people, you'll probably get a few followers just out of it. And it's all organic. There's no dollars being paid. Yeah, it's your time that's being spent, but for something like this, there's always, the possibility of hiring somebody to do these really simple tasks for you. It's not, like I said, it's not rocket science in any way, shape, or form. I really can't say this enough, but posting frequently is really important. If you can post like 3 times a day for like every day going forward, I guarantee if you were to come back to me in like a year, you'll have like 10,000 followers. But it's just a matter of who can actually do that. It's not easy. There's ways to do it, like building a bank in some cases. You can build like tons of content all at once. So let's say, today I'm gonna spend the entire day, I'm gonna make 30 videos, and then I'll do it another day, so I have another 30 videos. Now I have 60 videos. I have 30 for this month, and then come the next month, I'll make another 30, and I always have 30 in my bank, always, always, always. And like every 30 days, you just keep making another 30 videos. It doesn't have to be 30. It could be, it could be just a few, but whatever you can do in that time period, I guarantee you'll see results from it. You'll see it starting to grow. It's just building a brand, yeah? Just look at every other major company, see how many times they post in a single day. It's probably 2 to 3 times in most cases. Another thing that I really just said, which is hashtags, and really captions too. It aggravates me so much when I see people post and they don't put captions and hashtags. And it's just so simple, like just write something. It takes like 2 seconds. It goes such a long way. Like I just showed you, if you search hashtag Massapequa and you post something, you write the caption, and you write hashtag Massapequa right on that list of all those recent posts, you'll be there. So anybody else who's doing the same thing that I just showed you could potentially find you that day.
I thought they had to do the hashtag as well. So when you hashtag Massapequa, everything with the word Massapequa comes up.
Yeah, and then you can also follow hashtags. Like I follow hashtag Massapequa, I follow hashtag Long Island, and Instagram and Facebook, it'll recommend posts to you randomly. So like every so often I'll get a random post from somebody and it's just like, what's this? Oh, okay, it says hashtag, yeah.
So don't they for videos, I find, because I just posted a video while you were speaking, so they want you to put the caption on a video.
Yeah.
They want you to put a title on there.
Yeah, yeah, they absolutely do. The more information on it, the better, And a big thing is like call to actions, You want to put call me, text me, DM me, visit my website. Ladies first.
All right. Go ahead.
If you have a hashtag and somebody searches that word, do they have to search hashtag to find that word or just the word?
So when you search Massapequa, like on Instagram, at the top, it'll actually say tags. If you go to the tag section, it'll show you the hashtags. If you don't, it'll just show you like things that are Massapequa named. So like if there's like if this place was called American Beauty Massapequa, then that would come up when you search Massapequa. Exactly, they would come up. But you have to go to like the tag section, or if you type in hashtag Massapequa, it'll come up as well. But it'll only give you the first results.
If you're searching, Facebook does need to tag.
Yeah, but at the top of Facebook, after you make a search on Facebook or Instagram, right at the top, underneath the search, there's like buttons that you can click, and it'll give you different filters for that search. So you can either search for people with the name Massapequa, you could search for hashtags with the name Massapequa, you could search for locations with the name Massapequa. So you have the options to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I didn't know if they would recognize it. If I just have the word Massapequa, and people are searching for a hashtag Massapequa, I have to actually put that.
Yep, you have to put the hashtag. Yep.
Massapequa in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super important and it's so easy. And you can do it for like literally every town if you want to. There's no minimum to the amount.
It won't find the Massapequa Chamber of Commerce unless it says hashtag Massapequa at the end.
I mean, ideally, it's going to be the easiest way. Other than that, it's just whoever's following you at that point, you know? So this is a really easy way to just reach other people that are out in the world.
Steve Jobs.
She had her hand first.
It's okay.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I've been trying to build my platform, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I started doing TikTok.
Nice.
It's a lot of work, you know, the editing and all of that. What's frustrating with the algorithm, I find, is that you don't know how many people are seeing it, and you get followers, and then you find that you're losing followers, and that's kind of frustrating too. What are your thoughts? Is that common?
I mean, it's absolutely common. So like most of the clients I work with, I can average like 50 followers a month. I'm sorry, 100 followers a month, which is great. I'm not gonna make you viral overnight, but in a year I can get you about 1,000 followers. And I've been able to do that successfully. So it's like, okay, great. But 100 followers a month, it's really like 130, but we lose 30 every month.
So that's common.
It is, because a lot of times those people that are following you and unfollowing you are usually like bot accounts, fake accounts, and they're deleting their accounts, or they get like banned from Instagram for just doing weird stuff.
Can you explain what a bot account is? Because
It's a robot. So basically there's, I don't know if there's really people around here, but in other countries they create these accounts, fake accounts, and they try and go after you and basically, you know, get your money one way or the other, get you to get your credit card information. And they'll come in all different shapes and forms. I mean, you can see them as like models, or you could see them as like a politician or an actor, you know. I even just saw the Long Island Medium the other day. One of my clients is Robert Hansen, the psychic in Merrick, and the Long Island Medium says she commented on his post. I was like, oh, that's cool. It wasn't her. It was just someone pretending to be her, you know. Because if you're not the smartest person and the Long Island Medium slides into your, you know, messages you on your direct message, or like you get an email from them, you're like, oh wow, look how cool this is. You might believe it. And if you believe it, then all of a sudden they're asking you for your credit card information to set up an appointment with you, and they just stole $500 from you or whatever it is, you know.
Other people just set up fake accounts to attack people on Facebook and Instagram and not be known that it's them too. That's a lot. There's a lot of Facebook.
We call those Smurf accounts usually when people make like fake accounts.
Powers that hide behind something are afraid to tell you to your face.
Yeah.
Same with email. You ever get an email from somebody, oh, I'm pissed or whatever? You know what? Call me up and tell me to my face.
Yeah.
That's number one. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs used to have a saying, I need to know what you want before you do, when he created all the new Apple phones or iPhones as they came out. I need to know what you want before you do, meaning the people. The question correlating to what I said to you is, what do you see coming down the pike futuristically that will affect this business you're in and affect our businesses as well?
Artificial intelligence, which has been the talk of the community the past month. If anybody hasn't used it yet, I highly recommend trying it out. ChatGPT, it's awesome. It's so good how it works. It's really cool. You can get it to write you all kinds of stuff and give you ideas on
You
things.
gotta watch one thing with those students who get asked to write essays for stuff,
Yeah.
college scholars.
Yeah.
Going in and they put on the applications now. Did you write this essay yourself? It was bad enough when parents were helping them, but if artificial intelligence, I know there were schools that disqualified the kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
It can get a license to practice law too.
You can do all kinds of things with AI.
Really want to though?
I mean, it's definitely really cool. I've used programs like, I can't think of the name of it, but it creates artificial pictures for you. So you literally just type in a prompt, whatever you want, and it'll spit out an image of whatever. You know, if you want Joe Biden and Trump boxing, you can get that, you know, clear as day. It's crazy, some of these things that you can get the artificial intelligence to do.
I said this at a different meeting once before when ChatGPT came out. As someone who comes from the content creation on the writing side, I do want to caution everybody that when you do use AI content generators and all that, if you write technical writing or any sort of, factual-based writing, you want to take extra steps to make sure that the content that's created for you is accurate. I've done just testing on my own just to gauge how accurate those generators are, and some basic factual information is kind of off the wall.
Yeah.
I prompted ChatGPT once to give me the background on Eisenhower Park, and it told me that Dwight Eisenhower was born in Garden City, which is not true, not even close.
I say some of the stuff
It
is
introduces,
It definitely is really.
so there, just as a precaution,
Yeah.
it's something you need to vet when you do your.
It's
Yeah.
not smart enough to know what's fake news.
No, it doesn't know a lot of things, but it can make your life a lot easier. So say for example, in just on the content creation topic, let's say you're like, I have no idea what to do. Then go onto an artificial intelligence website, type in what you do for a living and say, give me 30 content ideas, and just go one by one and do them all. I'm telling you, they'll be good ideas because it uses the internet and it uses statistics of things that it knows works. And you can, the more specific you are in an artificial intelligence prompt, the better the result will be. But I mean, that's really like, a whole other question. I feel like I'm probably talking a little long at this point, but okay.
So my daughter,
Yeah.
she got hacked. And
Her business or her personal? Yeah.
can't get it back.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. That's just for anybody and everybody. If you get a link sent to you, like, don't click it. Just don't click it.
No, I know.
Yeah. So the only thing I just really wanted to end on is, I'm sure everybody in here has Netflix. There's a show on Netflix, I think it came out probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. It's called The Circle. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, cool. If you don't know what I'm talking about, write it down and go home and watch just the first season, or even just the first few episodes, but the first season, totally. It's the show that basically is like Facebook in real life, I guess you could say. So they put like 10 people inside of like a hotel room. They can't see each other or like talk to each other on the phone, but they can talk to each other through a screen, and they can like basically chat like it's Facebook. And you go on the show and you can be whoever you want. You can be yourself or you can pretend to be somebody. And as the viewer, you get to see who's pretending to be people and who's being the real person. And you can really see like why being real will get you success on social media, because people can tell when you're being fake. It's really obvious. It might take people some time to realize, oh, okay, oh wow, it looks so cool, it looks so exciting, but eventually people are gonna find out if you're lying or if you're not being who you are. So that's like my biggest recommendation, is just be you, because that's what we all have to bring to the table. Cool.
I'm sorry, can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Does it pay to sponsor posts and ads on Facebook? Is that a good idea?
Well, we were just talking about that, and the Massapequa Chamber apparently now has where they'll boost ads for you. 3 ads coming soon potentially, which is really cool. I was just saying it works actually pretty well, because I've seen it through one of my clients. He was paying someone, X amount of dollars to do Facebook ads for them, where they actually go in. There's like 2 ways to do Facebook ads. There's the back end of Facebook, where you're like actually manually creating the ad, and then there's just the blue button that says boost, and you can just click that button. And it'll ask you, how much you want to pay, maybe a few questions, and you're on your way. That side is a lot easier, yes, but it also shows like your business. Let me frame it this way. So once you post something on social media, you get to boost that post. More people are now seeing it, so you're gonna start getting more likes, more followers, more comments on that post. Now when people go to your page and they see that, they're gonna see, wow, look at this, they have all these likes and these follows. You're basically buying likes and follows at that point, but no one on the outside knows that. So it shows credibility. It shows that, oh wow, look at all this great exposure that we're getting. Is it the best way to go about it? Is it gonna work? I can't really say yes or no in that sense, because it's not like specific as far as the boosted ads go. Yeah, like you can kind of like put a location, but if you go the other route where you're on like the back end of Facebook, you can get really specific on some of these ads. I mean, you want to target only people in certain areas, or like the cool thing is you can retarget people. So let's say someone comes to your Facebook and then they go somewhere else. You could actually send them an ad like the next day, because you captured their information. So things like that are nice. But since I've learned recently, the boosting ads, it definitely works as far as building credibility. You're paying for likes. You're paying for credibility, basically.
I run a lot of Facebook groups, and I find that when you share the post, obviously on a business page, the amount of people you get, like you share them in groups and stuff, the volume goes up like tremendous. Like I see the stats on some of them, and you can get up to like 3,000 people that are not your normal followers. So if you have, other businesses or friends, and they share your post, your business post, not your personal page, because that you could share that, but you won't bring the volume up. But I find that is like.
I mean, if you can partner with somebody that like, hey.
Friends, everybody in the chamber sharing each other's stuff.
Absolutely. It's really big. And then there's all those Facebook groups, like you're basically saying. I try and do that for all my clients. We'll post. Some of the groups are a little bit more strict than others, so you have to do some kind of like research realistically. But you can find like Massapequa Moms or Massapequa Moms and Dads, or all these mom and dad groups are really good. If you target parents in that demographic, totally go for it. Just not all of them will let you post every day. Some of them it's only on like Sundays or only on Tuesdays, or some of them are like, if you're a business, you can't post in here at all. You just have to read. They have like their own terms. Once you click on the group and try and join it, it'll pop up and it'll give you all the rules. If anybody else has any questions, though, I have some cards. I can hand them out to people. You feel free to, feel free to call me or whatever. Thank you.